And we adore her.
This is Alex.
And I'm fantastic.
Yes, so I can't remember, think of anything to worry about. So, this is video 1 of how to do your base.
Yep, your
Makeup.
base of your face.
Your butcher biscuit face.
Yeah, so we talked in podcast episode 2 about makeup tips and what we like to use for primer, what we like to use on our face. And we said that I would be giving out some makeup tips. So we thought it'd be nice for you guys to put faces to the voices. And we could talk about our makeup. So we're filming this video.
Probably not the best video for you to watch first. Maybe start the last one.
But yeah, so this is just how to get this flawless face of foundation. So we still look a bit barefaced because we haven't done our eyebrows or our eyeshadow.
Yeah, I have no eyebrows.
But you can't see any of our discoloration and any of our blemishes
or any oily patches or anything like that. We used some of the products that we spoke about in the podcast so far.
Yeah.
And we spoke about how to get the most out of them and how tactile some of them are. So we hope you enjoy this video.
And please ignore the powder on my
It's
top.
snowing in here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's so we start with our primer. I don't like spending money on expensive primers, so I use Nivea for Men Post Shave Balm.
My face smells like a man. A very nice man.
It's so nice and it's so moisturising. It makes your makeup last all day, and it means that your foundation doesn't show up any dry patches on the skin.
Yeah, and it's really cheap. It's about £3. We didn't mention it on a previous podcast. It's a very good tip. We did. We definitely did. I remember.
I even got Laura's sister onto using it because she was saying that most foundations show up her dry patches. And I was like, this doesn't. And Beyonce likes a nice dewy look. So she puts loads of moisturiser on, and while it's still wet, she mixes her foundation on, and it gives that nice, fresh, dewy glow. So
if
Beyonce's skin.
If you use Nivea, you will look like Beyonce.
I wish.
I wish. And what's our next step?
Well, next is foundation. I like this one. It's from Revolution Pro, as you can.
I'm going for a little bit more expensive option of Too Faced Born This Way in shade Almond.
So yours cost, what was it, £25?
26, I think.
Oh, I missed off a pound. Mine cost £7, and it's the full cover camouflage foundation, and I like a nice good full coverage. I think if you're going to do makeup, then I don't think your real face should show.
No, and this is the only one that sits well with my skin. I have quite dry skin with an oily T-zone, so this one I find works really well.
Yeah, and we're going to be testing out these silicone sponges.
Weird thing is,
If Laura can find hers.
It's invisible.
It's
right,
not
okay,
very good.
I got it.
You can't see very well because it's clear, but it is very tactile. The only thing is, it looks like I took the insert out of Barbie's bra.
It does. It does. An option could be that we could use a permanent marker to put a mark on the back that you can see through.
Or maybe nail polish.
Yeah, nail polish.
Yeah.
Which is a tip we can
Yeah.
pass out.
So I like to squidge a little bit of the foundation on it because
What
unlike
side? The rounded side? Or
any side.
any side?
Because with beauty blenders, it does soak up the foundation.
See, as we put it on there like that.
Yeah. It doesn't soak up any of the foundation, so it's a good way to spread it on your face, and a little goes a long way.
Save some money.
Yeah.
Where do you start now?
I start on my forehead because it's the largest part of my face. And then I go down my nose, onto my hamster cheeks.
I ran out of foundation.
So take some off your forehead because it won't have sunk in, and bring it round just by your eyebrows and down onto your cheek, and the other side. Oh, I got it on my eyelid. That's fine.
Now we're doing our makeup an opposite way today. We usually do our eyes first, but we thought we'd show you how to do the base.
Yep. Base when you can't see your face.
The buttery biscuit base. Okay, I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I like it for spreading foundation on without getting your fingers dirty.
I can't get on with this. It's just sliding everywhere.
So, what would you give this out of 5 canes?
A 0. This is the broken cane.
Broken cane.
This is a broken cane. fine. That,
All needs replacing.
that can go in the bin, and I'm going to get a brush.
Yeah, but these are quite easy to clean, and I like it for spreading on wet foundation when you don't want to get your fingers dirty.
You look like I'm going to put some cucumbers on your eyes, and you're going to go, here you go, here you go, here you
Hey,
go.
well there you go then, instead of like...
Her makeup is complete.
Well, are you going to go like stars in your eyes?
You like Elton John?
Anyway, we could use that instead for spreading face mask around the face.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Or
for
throwing at people
makeup,
we don't
broken
like.
hair, yeah. But yeah, so another thing we like to use is the drop foundation brush. So you can see that there is a little drop on there.
I love this because you can actually feel the dimple.
Yeah, and you can feel where to put your foundation.
And then, so should I do a little demonstration? Because I
Yeah,
need a
why
little bit
not?
more. So there's a little hole in the middle, and just squirt a little bit of foundation in there, and then you know your foundation is in there.
Yeah.
And then when you roll it around your face, it's going to come out and spread it.
I like to dab it on my face just to spread it a little bit. So you can use this to blend it in, so you can make it as natural or full coverage as you like. Plus the dart in the middle is great for like dabbing it on the tip of your nose.
So how much was your
Thank you.
brush, Alex?
I spent £7 in Revolution, so about the same price as my foundation.
And this was £1 off eBay.
Alright, rub it in.
However, I do find that it is good, but it doesn't feel as soft as Alex's.
Yeah, see? Is it worth it?
Yeah, I think it's worth it if you want to give it a go before you commit
Sorry
to
if you
spending.
can hear the table creaking, by the way.
Sorry. IKEA for you.
Oh.
If you have a little bit of a budget and you want to not spend £7 straight away, I can't wait to put my eyebrows on.
I know, I feel naked but not my eyebrows. I looked at old Instagram photos of when I could see, and I've got nice eyeshadow, nice blended in foundation, and no eyebrows. And I'm like, you could see them, what was your excuse?
There is no excuse.
Be very careful when you're blending foundation around your eyes, because when you tug at the skin it causes wrinkles. And it's very delicate skin around your eyes. But I will cover that when I cover concealer. And if you get fine lines around your mouth, like your laughter lines, then move your mouth to the opposite side of the face that you blended like that. I know it sounds really odd.
I was demonstrating my laughter lines. But I have so many dimples. Look at my dimples at one, I think. I don't know if that's a mark.
Hey, dimples are cute. I don't have dimples, I have a butt chin.
You cute enough.
I should be all the sugar I eat. It'll rot your teeth.
Yeah, and make sure you blend down your neck as well.
You want it to look as natural as possible. I used to work with this girl when I worked on John and Lewis, and I worked on Benefit, and Dior was behind us. And this girl on Dior, she had the most amazing makeup. Her foundation looked like a second skin. Her eyeshadow was so well blended, it was really, really nice. But she had a brown face and neck, and then white hands. And I was like, oh no.
One thing that I don't like is like, yeah, from a distance it may look, oh my god, amazing. But then when you get close up and you're just like, where's your
To be
face?
fair, I couldn't tell until like her hands came up by her face.
Right.
But I was like, what? Why?
I'm sorry, I need to have a drink.
That's fine.
Okay, are you
It's
done?
important to keep hydrated.
Yes, it's good for the skin.
Yeah, I don't put foundation on my eyelids
No, me neither.
because I prime them anyway. Some people do. You can use foundation as a primer, just make sure you set it with your powder, but we will go into that.
Yeah, definitely. So now we just wait for Alex because I've got a bigger neck and take less time.
Yeah, but you can see your face slightly better than me, and I like to make sure it's well blended. Nobody likes a cakey face.
It's because my face is bigger.
Shut your face.
To be fair, I probably should pay more attention to rubbing my foundation in. I
Yeah.
usually get to my mum's and she's like, you got a ring!
Nobody likes the tidal line around the jaw. Basically,
Oh no.
when it comes to makeup, no matter what you're doing, blending is key. If you think you've blended enough, you probably haven't. Blend a little bit more.
I'm blending.
Blend, 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 blend.
Wax on.
make sure you do around your nose. Everyone always forgets around their nose.
Edit.
It's fine. It is my mother, and I don't usually ignore calls, but
She's gonna
I'm
worry.
filming a video. She won't, she's fine.
Okay, well, edit that bit out. Okay. So next step.
Okay, next step, I always conceal under my under eyes, but first I want to put my lid on my foundation or it's going to
Where's
dry
my
out.
foundation?
There. Okay, my hands feel sticky now.
Do you want to wipe?
Thanks. Nice.
I'm so beautiful.
So after I take my foundation off, especially if I know I'm going to be using a matte lip colour, I like to put lip balm on. Just top it up. I always start with lip balm anyway before I do my face, but when I've done my primer and my foundation, sometimes a little bit's gone on my lips, so I like to top it up, and I get very dry, chapped lips, so lip balm is essential. This one was £1 from Holland & Barrett. It doesn't smell nice, but it's really, really good. It smells quite mentally, doesn't it?
I don't like it.
I don't like it, but I feel like it's really good on the lips.
Tastes like garden.
It tastes like garden.
Yeah, it tastes like.
And now we know what Laura eats.
I wish. It'll probably be a lot slimmer.
I don't want to know about the gardens you eat, love.
Nom nom nom. Anyway, so
Okay, so I like to use this Maybelline Eraser Under Eye Concealer. It's got a little powder puff sponge on the top. And it's really good for putting lighter pressure on underneath your under eyes so it doesn't create wrinkles. But if you don't have this, then you can use any concealer and a small blending sponge like one.
like a little egg,
Yeah.
which are usually quite cheap.
And you can get from like eBay or Wish or something.
I'm using Revolution's dupe
The Tarte Shape
for
Tape.
Tarte Shape Tape, which is C7 in shade C7.
I found out I was shade C10, but I think that's a bit too dark for me.
Yeah,
I think it was only £4 though.
you're putting a little V shape under your eye.
I do, but with this one I like to go a little bit rounder.
So I'll go through like a V, and the thing is with this, it's quite a thick wand, so you can feel the shape that you're putting onto your
and
skin.
this, like, both of these are very tactile.
Yep.
I tend to stop my concealer when I get to the tip of my nose, but I mean it's up to you. Do what you like.
I look like a clown. Do you only put it under your eyes?
Yeah. But I use another concealer, although you can use the same concealer to go down your nose, up the forehead like a little tree, down the cupid's bow, which is underneath the middle of your nose, to the bottom of your lip.
See, that's the thing that I find difficult, is because I can't find my lip line.
But
so
this will
doing
help.
This,
This will help because it helps you find the top of your lip line, and you can feel when it hits your lip. And I do the tip of my chin. Especially if you've got a rounded face like me, you like to draw the attention right to the middle of your face.
kind of see the shapes we've done on our face.
Yeah. And then I get a small beauty blender, dampen it in water so it doesn't absorb excess product. And I like to blend in the middle of my face first.
When you dampen the sponge, you probably won't feel very damp, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a sponge.
Yeah, so I tap it on my face to blend it, gives you a nice airbrushed effect. In the middle of the nose, onto the forehead, and this gives the concealer under your eyes time to sink into the fine lines.
But I find doing this as well, it kind of helps with my foundation. It kind of rubs it in a little bit more as well.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry,
But you should be replacing your beauty blender every 3 months so that the bacteria doesn't go forth and multiply and cause spots.
little babies.
Little baby bacteria.
Aww.
It helps if you're a little bit mad. We're all mad here.
We are just a little bit.
Yeah, but normally it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
So try not to rub on your eye or drag the skin, but you can press your concealer in if you feel like you need that little bit extra. And you see it gives a natural highlight to the skin. Gets rid of the Louis Vuitton bags under my eyes. Of course it's Louis Vuitton.
Mine are Wilkinsons.
Poundland.
Hey! Nothing. That's just mean.
I'm joking.
So we have now ended our partnership.
The day our careers ended.
So next,
Well, now it's time for baking.
and not the tasty kind, unfortunately.
Oh, unfortunately. But Laura will have some videos on baking coming soon.
Oh yes, I will.
Cook recipes, and I get to be her guinea pig.
She does.
So I like to tap a little bit into the lid.
So what powder are you using?
I am using the MUA Microfine Translucent Powder.
Okay.
But you
Let
can
me
use any
show them
powder
the-
you like.
The way it comes out.
Yeah, so it's like a little sifting tray.
Which is very good because then when you open it, it doesn't go everywhere.
Yeah, but you can take the tray off, but honestly it's the consistency of flour, which is very good because like if you think baking on your face, baking in real life, it's that kind of consistency.
So I'm going to use a
So it won't look
Revolution
cakey.
lace.
Yeah, it's really
Powder.
really nice. I've
Very
used that
nice.
one before.
And again, this has like a little sievey thing, and I usually take the lid and then just kind of, if I can
Tap a little bit out.
tap it.
Sometimes it takes a while to come out.
Yeah, and I don't know how much I'm putting in, but
But if you can't see as much as we can, or maybe if you're completely blind and you want to know how much powder's come out, and take your finger and just press on the top. If it feels soft, or you can feel your finger making a little dip, then you know that you've got enough powder. If you can still feel the cold, hard, smooth plastic of the lid, then it's not enough, and you just tap a little bit more.
so I like having the little part because it means if I drop it, it's not going to be as much as the big one.
Exactly. But I do like it a lot.
Yep.
Now, you can either use your beauty blender, or you can use a powder brush. Now, this is actually the
I'm going to use a
contour.
blender.
You can use a blender. This is actually the contour brush from Real Techniques, but I like it because it's got a little point to it, but it's like a little dome. You can see the powder's coming off that when I flick it. But you can use any powder brush you like. I just like this one because it's small enough I can fit it under your eyes.
Yeah, that's what I like about the point on the
On
egg.
the little beauty egg. So yeah, with the beauty egg you just dip it into the powder so it picks it up and pat it on. But with the powder brush I like to sweep
So
it
where
on.
do we start?
So we start underneath the eyes. Right underneath. You can either pat it on or sweep it on. Depends how much baking you want. It helps to look up to the ceiling, so you
I
get
can't do
smooth
that.
lines of skin. You can do whatever feels comfortable for you. Now it will make you look a bit like a clown, and you don't have to do this, but I like to. Especially if you've done your eyeshadow after, it just acts like a little tray to pick up the fallout, and then you can sweep it away.
But it's also, I find that, because I get quite shiny cheeks and quite a sweaty face, it kind of keeps that matte look.
Yeah. So ordinarily I just bake under my eyes, but if it's summer and I know I'm going to get hot and sweaty, I bake on my forehead, down my nose, a little bit on my chin. You don't have to. It looks like you put a lot on, and you have at this point, but it doesn't feel like you've got loads on your skin.
Yeah. And you can get different kind of shades of
Yeah.
the baking powder. I was originally using a yellow one, but it
Yeah,
was
banana powder.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of got onto that trend because Kim Kardashian was doing it, but what people forget is not everyone's got Kim Kardashian skin.
Well, now,
So
unfortunately.
if you've got slightly darker skin, it makes me laugh because the Kardashians call themselves pale. I'm like, maybe for you, not for me. I'm pale. But yeah, if you've got that kind of darker toned skin, then yes, banana is the way to go. But if you're pale like us, it's nicer to use just one that's lighter than your skin tone.
Yeah, even like translucent, or
Yeah.
this one's lace, or you can get some in like really soft
Yeah.
beiges.
If you're using it to highlight, then yeah, banana powder or one that's lighter than you. But I just use it to set my fine lines, and then I can just use it everywhere else.
I got told when I was wearing colourful eyeshadow that my face looked like a fruit salad.
What?
Because you know the fruit salad chewy bars? I was
Yeah.
wearing pink eyeshadow, and then because obviously I couldn't see very well, my banana bake underneath had kind of clumps.
No.
So my little sister said I looked like a fruit salad. Like, thank you. So then I went and brought a new powder.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Not into the powder.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let you off.
Sorry, I breathed in my powder. Yeah, it helps to take a deep breath before you put your powder on.
So as you can see, mine looks very, very messy compared to Alex's.
But it's fine, it's baking, there's no right or wrong at this
I'm
point.
not very good at doing this. But you can see I put it under my eyes, I put it on my chin.
But you
I
guys
sweat
can learn along
everywhere.
the way. I do as well. I like to pat it on sometimes if I know I need a bit more in a certain area. But what I like to do to make sure that my powder is all blended and it's everywhere I want it to go, I use my fingertips, and my face should feel really like matte and soft. If it feels tacky, then that's where my foundation is and I haven't covered it. You don't have to use powder all over your face, it's all personal preference, but I like to because otherwise my bronzer drags and ends up looking muddy. I look like I've gone for that race for life in the mud. Hey, I might in the future.
We could.
Not when I'm doing my makeup. Just down my nose.
Oh, and just to let you all know, we have organised all our makeup so we know where everything
it
is.
does help.
It helps a lot, and we do this on a day. So
Yeah.
in the morning,
We're happy to put like underneath a list in order of the things that you're going to use.
and we're happy.
And you don't have to use the things that we do as well.
We will put high-end and high street versions.
Yeah.
We have quite a few dupe products to share with you as well, which we will over time. But if we tell you all at once, we won't have anything to talk about. But we will. But.
I'm sure we can find something. Hey, look at Alex's 200 red lipsticks and all of them are different.
Yeah.
Literally.
That was an interesting
I
afternoon.
wish I was joking.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, see, this side feels more tacky, so I know I need more powder on that side. So you just tap a little bit more out. And all this time, your natural body heat is melting the thick layer of powder into your skin, which is why it's called baking, because it's baking it into your skin and making the skin underneath look flawless. This is a tip I got from drag queens because they do it to bake into their pores so their stubble doesn't show up.
I bet you can guess whose makeup's going to look great after this. I'm just kind of throwing powder on my face now.
Throw that on.
Bake.
Yeah, but to be honest, I bet you don't get as messy as I do when you are actually baking, like cooking food.
I don't know, we'll soon see.
I got flour all over the floor. My fiance came in like, what happened? And I was like, I meant to.
I'm just finding the floor.
Yeah. I was making it look like it was snowing. Yeah, see that cheek is feeling a lot more matte and soft. There's a little bit there of mist. Yeah, that feels
My whole
much
face feels
better.
tacky. I'm just going to rub this all over because I need to do something.
Yeah, my forehead's really tacky. I never put enough on my forehead. Oh my god, have you seen all the powder on my chest? Yeah, we were out earlier and a wasp flew into my top. And I was like, no, get it out, get it out. And she was just stood there looking down my top. And this guy
It's
walked
like
past.
pulling it down like, I can't see it.
this guy was walking past and he was just like, what the hell? And I was like, she had a wasp down her top and he just went, okay.
Yeah,
And
like-
walked off.
As if like, any excuse.
He had kids with him and oh my god, he was just looking at us like, could you not do that in the street please?
I'm going to have a sweet when you do
It's
that.
snowing!
So she puts a lot of powder on her face.
Yeah, but I get a lot of oil on my face.
Whereas I only really get an oily T-zone. And I don't like to put that much.
You.
I just sweat everywhere though, but That's just...
Nothing wrong with sweating. Burns calories. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, wow, it's not working for me.
It's not working for me either. I think they lied.
Hmm.
Okay, now it's time to flick off the powder. So you flick it off.
I'm going to use a big brush.
Under your eyes.
This brush is quite tactile. It's
That's the
rounded.
tart brush, isn't
It's
it?
a tart brush.
It's the tart.
It's like a unicorn horn. But so, and then I just sweep it across my face lightly.
Yeah. I use the same brush that I did just to make sure I've covered all bases of my faces.
How many faces do you have?
Oh, I'm two-faced.
Oh,
I'm joking. I'm not two-faced.
And voila, I would say flawless.
But yeah, I just use my fingers to go underneath my eyes and make sure that I don't have white patches.
Are we almost done with the bone?
Yeah, almost. Do you want to include contour?
No, we do after eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, we can do a separate video.
So that is how to get your flawless foundation and base.
So if you want to know the next steps, we'll do a video on contour
And eyeshadow
and eyebrows.
tips. Yeah.
But I look a little bit more lively than I did earlier.
Yeah.
Yay!